Hello, my name is Bridget, the same old Bridget of Life with Bridget. Today, you're welcome to the beautiful and electrifying episode that we have today. And I want you to know that we have an amazing guest today. If you have been following us on social media handles, you will notice that there's a lot of hype about the guest we have tonight. Before I begin, I want to apologize that we started, I think, about 1-2 minutes late. I want to truly apologize for that. We have a little logistics issues, but other than that, we know why we're here to have fun, to learn. I want you to know that I always encourage that you come with your notes and a pen. Lastly, listening ear. It's not just all about the podcast and talking, but that experience and the community that we are building and how people can learn what's going on in the community and how impactful this podcast is to the community. Today, the topic we're going to be discussing is on building bridges, immigrant entrepreneurs strengthening communities through business. Who else do you have to attend to this? No other person than our guest speaker tonight. And I would want to introduce the number one, only Naija Atlantic bread maker, international bread as we all know. So I present to you Mr. Jimi Alalade. I call him my big bros. So you're welcome, big bros. You're welcome to Life with Bridget podcast. I truly appreciate your presence.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're busy, like back-to-back busy schedule. I'm so grateful that you're able to create time for us today. So I don't want to take the spotlight to introduce you. I want you to tell them who you are, what you do.
All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me, Bridget.
You're welcome.
My name is Jimi Alalade. I'm President and CEO of Naija Atlantic Bakery here in Canada, and also owns a consulting firm, Jimi Alalade Consulting. Here, that's who I am.
You're so humble. You're humble. Come on. I was expecting to hone in on, I'm there, but he's a really, with all honesty, he's a really humble person. And I'm truly to have him on my corner. I appreciate his support, not just to me, to other business owners in the community. Well, thank you to those that are joining. Thank you for your time. I know Saturdays are usually time we spend with families, cooking, doing laundries and taking care of 1 or 2 activities that we're unable to take care of during the weekend. I truly appreciate you. Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
Okay. So you just introduced yourself. I want to ask that, what inspired you to relocate to Canada in the very first place, and why New Brunswick?
All right. Thanks again for having me. Canada is a growing country, where I see, from my own standpoint, I see it as this country that is actually having so much opportunity. I used to tell people that I speak with, this is more like a growing Lagos. If you observe very well, you see the opportunities out there, and I mean, what else than in pursuit of a better standard of living. And New Brunswick, tell me about New Brunswick. A lot of people kind of ask me, why New Brunswick? Why Hampton? And I just observe the environment, look at the opportunities, and take it. I mean, that's what I did, and that's what I encourage anybody out there to do. Look at the opportunities around you and take it, and you will be surprised how successful you're going to be.
Yes, I hope you heard that. Like I mentioned to you, whenever this podcast is ongoing, it's not just me asking the questions on how things are happening, but I take notes because it's a learning moment and learning opportunity for me, and I don't want to learn alone. So I hope you have the notes, the pen, and the listening ear. Thank you, sir. I truly appreciate this. I know that you don't live in St. John, where most of the Nigerian community is. You live in Hampton. I'm going to take you back again. Why Hampton?
Yeah. Why Hampton? Okay, so Hampton is a community where I would say the first thing, one of the major factors that actually drive her and my family to Hampton was the real estate. The real estate, the cost of the real estate over there was, in comparison to Ontario, which we moved from, was lower, and you could actually have a better bargain as at that time when we moved. That was about 3 years ago to Hampton. So, and I mean, you can't. It's no brainer. It was just the best thing to do at that time. And when we did come to Hampton, Hampton is more like a family-oriented community, and which at the end of the day, we were well welcomed. And I'll tell you this: the first week we came in, we had about 15 cookies from different people. Like, we've never met them before. Like, they just knock on the door, welcome to the neighborhood. 15
that's
cookies.
Really interesting.
You know, and that was just one of the things that my daughter said, are people this actually nice? I didn't know what to say, because I was surprised myself. And that was a very good moment. And I think we just actually capitalized on that. Like, okay, now I think we are here for real, and let's just, make use of the opportunities around.
Yes. I remember when I visited both of you in Hampton.
Yeah.
It was that communal, certain kind of environment. And after you brought there, I remember your wife said the community came out. I'm like, what, really? And she had told me how the community welcomed you guys. I'm like, I didn't get that. Come on, I need to go and come back again.
Oh, what if I told you that was when we had that party then? I mean, we opened our doors and we were surprised of the audience. And they came in, welcomed us. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I can only describe it as being awesome.
I remember when I returned from your house and I said to my friend, when you came, what did your neighbors give you? She goes, what neighbors? I don't even know my neighbors. And I said to her, then I think we're living in the wrong community. We have to go to Hampton, because I've heard a lot about Hampton. Like, I've heard a lot. And I remember you did mention the real estate. So just to bust your bubbles a little, right? I had gone to see him. He's planning an event which we're going to talk about, in the course of this podcast. And he mentioned to me that the real estate here was badass. I'm sorry for my French. And I'm like, badass? Like, what the hell? And my big brother here took me around Hampton. Brand new houses, different from what we have in the St. John community. I'm not kidding. Please don't kick me out of St. John now. Don't kick me out. But it actually was amazing to see new buildings springing up, beautiful buildings. I'm like, what? Like, do people have this idea? Like, this is massive. I really, Hampton is beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's quiet.
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, sometimes you need such an environment to actually take a deep dive, think, and strategize.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not all the time you want to be, you want to think out of the box. You want to have that quiet time and think, and you'll be surprised what you come up with.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
And I always say that every day I wake up feeling like I'm in a 5-star hotel, which is my house. So, the environment matters. The community you live in matters.
It does, 100%.
When they give you the support you need. But tell me, my mayor came to me and said, welcome. What else do you want?
I'm going to drag the mayor to my house. No offense, mayor.
You're
going to tell me welcome.
And it speaks a lot, because you must always recognize our background.
Sure.
And what are those things that you've always had at the back of your mind and been kind of give you fears. And when you now see yourself in such spot, and you're having something different happening, what else? You're happy. I was happy, and that gave me the move to do what I did.
Truly impressed. Okay. Can you share a bit about your journey as an immigrant entrepreneur and how it has influenced your perspective on community building through this business of yours?
Yeah, sure. So Naija Atlantic Bakery, what actually gave birth to Naija Atlantic Bakery was this idea. And when I spoke with my wife always say, you get me? So because being an entrepreneur, I'm always moving from one step to another. I look for the next challenge. So Naija Atlantic Bakery, the whole idea was bread is life. Bread have no boundaries. Like
okay,
no matter
saying it that way, bread is life.
bread is life because no matter who you are, no matter your background, no matter your cultural, racial backgrounds, you want to have bread. You know, and that way you want to think of a commodity that goes across board. And with that, I just thought, what if I go into bread, right? Food. What if I go into bread? And so I kind of was specific now, like, okay, if I want to do bread, who am I target, right? And my answer was everybody that eats bread. So I was not concerned about maybe black, white, Asian, no. So that spirit from the onset was my drive. Wow. And what if I told you, let me tell you this. I'm an accountant. I mean, that's my background. I finished from Ife. Are
you listening?
I finished from Ife.
Whoa.
We relocated to UK at some point.
Yeah.
I did diploma in property management, right? But when I told my wife too, she's an accountant, she's CPA. So when I told my wife, you know what, I want to move a little bit to other things, she said, you're going to drop all that years of, and trust me, when you finish from Ife in Nigeria, but before that, in Toronto, I worked with Young Street Mission. I was their property supervisor. Yeah, so I was managing all the properties across board.
You have a lot in your portfolio, wow.
Well, but I now dumped all that to be a baby owner.
No, I'm going to correct you. You didn't dump that.
No.
You honed on all of these achievements to achieve something greater.
What if I told you again that while I was studying in the UK, I worked in the kitchen? Right. Wow. That's where I had some of these skills of baking and everything. So
I didn't know that part.
Oh, there's a lot you didn't know. And there's a lot of people don't know about me. Whoa. So there's so many levels of my experiences. But the good thing is there's no knowledge lost. No. All those experiences added up. And when I decided that, okay, you know what, I want to go into bakery ownership, I said, I want to know more about this thing. I want to learn. So I took myself to that rigorous training, right? Then my recipe, which is actually personal, was a recipe of a combination of the UK, the Nigerian, and now the Canadian experience all together. Wow. That makes it a little bit unique. You know, that gives it a unique, and that's why at the end of the day, I'm so appreciative when people appreciate what we crafted and it's all out there. So yeah, the whole idea of having a bakery is just bread is life.
Bread is life. So would you say, what's the slogan for Naija Atlantic Bread, like the bakery? What's your slogan?
So there are two things.
Okay.
Initially, the whole idea is giving, you know, our country, back where we come from, originally Nigeria, my whole idea is giving a positive imaging of the Nigerian to the world, right? Because, and that's why my brand is Naija. Naija is Nigeria. Yeah. That brand, giving that Nigerian name, you know, Naija, and that's why we say Naija Atlantic Bakery, right? It's the combination of the Naija and the Atlantic Canada that gave that. I'm still going to tell you about what we have in store, but that's the whole essence of it. Then the slogan is a unique experience. That uniqueness is the combination of all the
I
experience.
thought it was gonna be bread is life.
Oh, okay.
I was certain you were gonna say
so
bread is life, but I don't know what it is. I just asked, like, why not bread is life? Because I thought that really captured me. Like, it was attractive to me. Bread is life. What bread? What the hell is the bread that gives me life? I want to have that. Well, it's good that it's a unique experience.
It's a unique experience.
It actually is. It actually is a unique experience.
Yeah. So
not because I patronize the bread, but I told you how my husband devours this. Babe, I'm sorry, I gotta say this.
no, because at the end of the day, we crafted, took every detail on board so that it doesn't have any barriers, like everybody can hit it.
Yeah.
Wherever your background, when you taste it, it tastes something unique.
I like that. That's
and gives you a unique experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually to the next question. What unique challenges do immigrant entrepreneurs face when starting and growing their business, and how have you overcome them in your experience? I know there are a lot of experiences. People have, experienced different, like maybe blockage and all that, but what's yours?
Interestingly, I'll come back to the hunting community again because
Sure.
that's been my a support.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm gonna say I give God all the glory for giving me on this path. And I always say that my wife, who is, my greatest fan, my greatest supporter, because now when we were about to start, I actually converted our car garage to a bakery.
Yep.
Now imagine if my wife had said no. We won't be here today talking about the bakery, right? So, but reluctantly she said, yes, okay, you're a businessman.
You pushback. She didn't say anything.
Oh, trust me, there was. Because of,
come on, baby.
I have a password now. So,
that's a good one. I like that.
So, at the end of the day, she just said, go for it. Mm-hmm. So when I started the what's it called, renovations, was cost. It was draining.
I've seen your kitchen, like all the equipment.
Oh yeah, it was draining. Mm-hmm. But I had to go from the beginning that I don't want to start not having what it takes, because I've gone through the training. Yeah. I know what I need to start. But I wasn't going to start too big, right? And that's what I want to always encourage anybody out there. You don't need to start too big for you to be noticed. Take it gradual. Let the demand drive you. Yeah. But take a first step. Yeah. So the challenges was funding, right? And other things that are very, very important, which we kind of overlook sometimes, is the permits that are needed, the licensing that are needed, right? You need to take those steps. You need to make inquiries, before you make that first step. Because you need them.
So what did you do first?
Yeah, so what I did was I actually met my mayor and I told him, I have this idea. And he actually directed me to the development guys, it's a department in the town, which told me, okay, you have to do this, make this application and do it. Because you can't do a business at the backside, you're not going to be seen.
Let's be legalized in every
You have to do the things, you have to do, go through the process, so that at the end of the day, you can stand tall and explore the opportunities out there. So we went through that, the permits, the licensing, and it wasn't easy because there's so many requirements, but here we are. We got it and we started.
Well, thank God for all of this, that we have the Naija Atlantic Bakery. That's all that matters to me, the unique experience, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I truly appreciate this, story of the challenges that you were faced with and how you were able to maneuver. I just want to go back a bit. You did mention funding.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a little bit of advice of how you were able to maneuver that? Because I'm sure a lot of people, that are here have plans to either start a business or they want to go for their business. I know funding is a really, really big issue, a really, really, really big challenge for most of this, entrepreneurs, not just the immigrant entrepreneurs, but also entrepreneurs in the community?
All right. So from my own personal experience, which that's what I'm going to relate, and I hope someone will be able to take one or two advice or recommendation from that. So I would say, first thing, save. Right?
Interesting.
Save. Because even if you want to go out there, anyone wants to know, like, okay, what have you put aside to even invest in yourself? Right? So in my own matter, I actually, so let me tell you this. We used up all the line of credit, the credit cards,
Wow.
everything you can think of, the savings, and trust me, at some point my wife was like, do you know what you're doing?
I was gonna say,
I know,
was this just I
know, you like ladies very protective of you not falling, like
yes, 100%.
so, which I understand that, like, okay, are you sure you know what you're doing? And I said, yeah, I do.
I like that belief. Wow, that's amazing.
And I don't see it as a bad way. I think it's just something to let me know that self-belief, like, okay, and that gave me more energy. So out there, I just want to tell people, if anybody, even those closest to you, actually ask you that question, like, are you sure you know what you're doing? Don't look at it as a kind of criticism, or maybe don't be offended. No, it is for you to kind of re-energize yourself, and I would say be determined to show more action to convince everyone around you that you're focused and you're gonna get it done, right? So
that's great.
Another thing, so after all that was exhausted and there was still so much to do, actually I approached CBDC. CBDC is kind of like community building development corporation.
It was on Main Street?
No, it's not here. It's in Hampton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they actually help community small businesses. So they were very helpful, and they did help financially. Yeah.
Like, was it like a loan or a grant?
No, it's a loan.
Okay.
It's a loan. You pay back. Yeah, it's a loan. But like I said from the onset, you must have actually invested personally because they want to see that, and anybody wants to see that. Yeah. So you can't say, oh, you know what, I want to start a business. Oh, come on, give me money. Meanwhile, you don't have anything that, personally you...
You need to be sure, that you're accountable, you're reliable, and you manage to fund them properly.
Yes.
And pay back without defaults.
Yeah. So CBDC and how BC as well. Yeah, Royal Bank of Scotland. I bank with them, so.
Royal Bank of Canada. I worked with them briefly, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And they're one of our bankers. We bank with RBC and Scotia Bank, so, and they've been very awesome.
RBC, that's my business bank.
Oh, okay.
So that's my personal bank and my family's bank.
All right.
Yeah, so thank you for this insights on how you're able to maneuver some of these challenges you face. Yeah. And I'm sure those that have questions as well in that direction will, oh wow, I was gonna go, oh wow, so I can, okay, that's good. Well, for those that are just joining us, thank you so much, thank you for joining, and thank you for supporting the Life with Bridget podcast. Thank you so much. So that takes us to the next question. How do you believe immigrants own businesses contribute to their communities, economic and social fabric in a distinct way, of course, from your own perspective, right?
Yeah. It's very, very important to note that immigrants have a very big role to play in wherever community they find themselves. Yeah. And we should always encourage ourselves, because we are, make yourself an asset, not a liability. Be contributive, because that's what we did. Because before we started the bakery, I made bread, I gave it all out for free, because this is something they're not used to, right? You want them to have a taste of it, then give you feedbacks,
yes,
which was well received. And at the end of the day, we were involved in like other donations, giving, to the elementary schools and things like that, which at the end of the day, your contribution to things with using those medium, when you make people smile.
That's giving back to the community,
Yeah.
community as well, which is really great. And
Yeah.
it's a great way of honing in your business because I'm sorry to cut it short.
No, go
When you
ahead.
give to the community, one person, two people will remember you and go, oh, you want to buy this? No, I think you need to reach this person. I think you need to contact this person. So I know someone that asked me that, Bridget, do you do advert? I'm like, no. They're like, why? I said, because word of mouth has supported me. I've done lots of pro bonos.
Yeah.
When I say pro bonos, I
Yeah.
have done free work back to back.
Mm.
It wasn't because I wanted free work. Though again, I wanted to contribute and support as well. But to me, it was just, it's going to cost me anything. No, just do it. Even if it costs you something, just see it as an investment in your business that will come back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, when you put a smile on people's faces, you see that your business has a long span of existence.
Mm.
I'm just going to put it in those short
I agree, 100%. So can you provide examples of, I would say, successful collaborations and partnership you've had between immigrant entrepreneurs and the local organizations that have significantly benefited from this community?
Oh yeah, sure. Collaboration-wise, I'll tell you this that we have with, there's this independent store in Hampton. We buy our flowers from the store.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Did it
shout
have
out.
bulk or just small?
No, Bob.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Bruce. Yeah, he owns independent.
Hi, Bruce.
So we buy our flowers from him and we supply bread. That's the first store that took us in.
Oh my God. So were the challenges getting them on board?
It was no challenge, it was smooth. Like we just had that mutual respect for each other and that helped. It helped because with that we could actually get into different communities, we could build ourselves up, and I don't take that for granted. And there's something I always say, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, do things right. Respect those that you do business with.
Yeah, I agree.
Because respect, right? Or let me put it like disrespect, when you don't respect them, can close a door that apologies cannot open.
I agree.
You know,
I do.
so respect whoever you're doing business with, respect who, it opens doors. And if you don't disrespect, don't take people for granted.
Sure.
Because
You're right.
if you do that, even like at the end of the day you apologize, the door might not open again. Yeah. So those are the kind of collaborations we've had. We've had African stores. We've had many that they kind of enormous. So I don't know where to start from. But those partnership builds you up, and indirectly building them as well.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna serve as your lifeline along the line, and you do less.
Wow, that's a lot, a lot of information. I'm truly learning here. Like, trust me, I am.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that takes me to the next question. In what ways do immigrant entrepreneurs bring cultural diversity and innovation to the business landscape, and how does this impact community engagement and inclusion?
All right. In what way you mean?
So like, we know our business owners, like how have you been able to merge in that community of cultural diversity?
Oh,
like,
right.
Yes.
Okay, I get
And
you.
innovation for business innovations.
Yeah. So example, I was saying in the beginning when we started that I actually own like a consulting firm as well. So what the consulting firm, the main purpose and why I started it was to promote business transactions in diverse, with people with diverse backgrounds. Like, because I noticed that, and this is not in any way to let us feel bad, but generally, we we are comfortable, right? Immigrants.
Yeah.
We are comfortable kind of not exploring the opportunities out there. We are comfortable being in the midst of ourselves. We are comfortable just doing businesses with ourselves. We don't take the opportunities that the enabling environment gives us. We don't explore, you know. So when I actually noticed and observed that, I started this consultancy firm in the sense that we need, you know, services and which other people from different cultures can give.
Great.
You know, so we're creating that idea whereby we actually meet, you know, demand meets supply, supply meets demand, and you come on board, discuss. Forget all the fears or whatever that you had before you're in Canada, but now you're in Canada, you have to integrate.
Sure, I agree 100%.
You know, integrate and make the most of it. And while you're doing that, you never know where those business relationships, those discussions can lead to. So that's the whole essence of those and that's why we mentioned we have this event coming up in July, whereby we're going to have businesses coming together, people coming together under the same roof, and it's going to be a comedy kind of thing, whereby. But the main thing is, you meet business networking, you know, irrespective of your cultural background.
I agree 100%.
So we immigrants, we must actually integrate.
Yes.
That's my main point. We need to integrate and make use of the opportunities that are out there.
So I remember my very first podcast, we had Mariam from Canada Vendors, and we were talking about being intentional. Don't just focus in your own community. Go out there, let people see what you're doing. Like, go out, let people see what you are doing. Show your face. Don't just, you know, make your business for just your kind of people. You want to succeed, you have to include everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So that takes into the next question. What policies or initiatives do you think governments and communities can implement to support immigrant entrepreneurs better and leverage their contributions to the community development?
Yeah, I would say there's some initiative that the government they do a lot.
I know.
But they can do some other things, because the most important thing is education. Like, a lot of immigrants are not well knowledgeable of the steps or where to go to, right? If they want to make a step or take a step forward. Talking about business-wise. So the government, and they're doing a lot, I should say that.
Yeah.
But the government should educate immigrants more, or find channels or initiative to educate immigrants more. Like, okay, if you want to do this, these are the required licensing, for example, that are needed. That way, I think with those knowledge, a lot of immigrants will actually come out of their shells and do things and go through the processes and actually start their businesses.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know there's some few resources in the community that support as well.
Yeah.
I know, oh my God, BBPI is one, and I know that I've tapped into their resources as well.
Yeah.
I know Prod Community, Prod Inc. is one as well.
Yeah.
There's Black Business Professionals in New Brunswick, BBPI, and I know they too, they're supporting the little way they can.
Yeah.
And also that's why you have this podcast to be sharing information, update that may be useful to you as well. Trust me, we have a lineup of guests that we're going to bring on board to provide support, to provide resources that especially immigrant entrepreneurs can tap into and learn. So stay tuned and try not to miss any of our episodes. Okay, so how do you balance preserving cultural identity and assimilating into the local business ecosystem as an immigrant entrepreneur?
I love that. Trust me, when I wanted to start my business, I said, what's the best way to brand this? I'm Nigerian. I'm from Osun State. You know.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I am from Osun State. I'm from Ada, you know. And I said, let's brand it Naija. Naija, which is Nigeria.
Yeah.
Brand it Naija. And you know the good thing, the brand has gotten so well, especially in the community I live in. That
even here, not just your community.
A lot of my neighbors like, what's Naija? What's Naija? So I said, you know what? Pick up your phone, look at Naija music. Oh, so that's Nigerian. Oh, okay. And that brand has gone so well. And I mean, so what I wanted to say is how to cut across is branding.
Yes. That's
Brand yourself.
Yeah.
You know, when you brand yourself, it goes because you're bringing up something that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, you're right.
They're gonna be curious, and with that curiosity, strengthen whatever that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, they want to know more about it.
Yes, I agree.
And that's what I did, and yeah, it's working real well.
So I know that with all of the inspiring, pathways on this journey of yours as an entrepreneur in the community, I will say that I'm going to say yours is one of those success stories that we hear about. But then again, would you share some inspiring stories like that may be useful in your course of business? You didn't even tell me. So what was the first trial was for you when you started making the bread? Was it error and try? I know you have recipes that cut across from all the places you've touched base, like UK, the Nigeria, of course, and then Canada. It's all a blend of all signature recipes.
Yeah.
The first time, what was it like? Because people say you when you try the first time doesn't mean it's a success. You try and get it right. So I want to hear that inspiring story.
So that's something that I should let you know. If you, from the onset, this is what I did. I kind of empowered myself with the knowledge. Because if you don't do that, you're going to learn the hard way. And you're going to lose money trying to learn. So I think the first thing first for anybody out there is empower yourself with the knowledge of what you want to do. Whatever it is, it's just like having a career. You have certifications and all those things before you actually go into the workforce, like you want to get a job. So when I actually wanted to start this bakery, I took the training I needed, and with that, I was able to stand tall. And now I wanted to do something different, which came about the idea of the recipe. I actually came up with something that was going to be unique, was going to taste different, and branded it in a package that is going to be attractive. So all those I mentioned had nothing to do with you tasting the bread for the first time. Right? Those are the things I did on my own. Now, the whole idea of when I started it, how was the reception? Did I make any mistake? Did I have trials? Sure, I did. But I now started giving people for free. So I didn't go commercial from the start. I made it like a gift. Oh, you're having a birthday. Hi, here's a loaf of bread. It's Nigerian bread. Oh, wow, this is nice. I took that on board. Oh, okay. I think I'm getting there. So the whole idea of we needed people's feedback to know that we're good to go. And just like I said, so all this period we're going through the process of licensing, permits, and everything, but I already had demand. So everything was going hand in hand, and which at the end of the day was a success.
So I remember when you opened the first time that we all flocked to the
bakery.
Store. Oh my God, the bakery. It was. I remember, I don't know if I was being a foolish person that day, but I danced. I danced and I got free bread. It was nice. I tell you that the bakery is well equipped and they're doing their very best, which people can attest, because I know people. But I remember the first time they brought it to St. John, the Redeemed Church. I hope you heard. Did you see the queue?
Yeah. I actually had to. So some people felt a little bit like I didn't get when I got that feedback.
Yeah.
I got a list of people
my God.
and actually went to their houses one after the other.
Can you hear? It's not just waiting for the business to come. You
No, I know because I
Whoa.
knew that mattered a lot, customer service.
Yes.
So I went to their houses one after the other. The ones I couldn't get their address, I just dropped it with someone. I dropped a bulk of it. Like, please reach out to her.
I remember then they said go to Costco to meet someone and back in.
Yeah.
I remember. You see, I've been on this journey.
Thank you.
So I remember when we came, my husband used to love bread back in Nigeria a lot, ground square bread. And then when we came, whenever I buy bread, the bread just, and then it goes all moldy. I'm like, this man loves bread. What the hell is going on? One day he got back home with a shopping bag. I'm like, he went for groceries. But we just did groceries. And he said, no, today like this, and I want to know what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? How? My husband just arranged loaves of bread on the dining table. The freezer, loaves of bread. Like, what's going on? He goes, I need to know what's going on. He brought up a pen and paper, and then he tore the bags one at a time. And then he goes, can't I get like a bread that at least close to that Nigerian bread? And the Nigerians here, what's going on? Babe, I just wasted my money. I go, but you want to waste your money? See, they just bought bread, like, are you opening a tea shop? No. Those bread, I'm like, you open them, you can't give people. Those bread wasted. I won't put some in the deep freezer. I didn't want it to waste. He bought a whole lot. He stopped taking bread for a very long time. He said, I don't like this is salt. I'm not feeling that vibes. I said, okay, let me try to bake bread. Trust me, it never ends well. I don't have that patience to need to let it rise, heat it again. No, I'm not a dough puncher. No way. It just stops. And then I remember when we bought this Naija, the first time we came from Hampton. And I'm like, okay, where's the bread? My plan was I'll make tea later because I hung out with my friends because we all went there and then we hung out. When I came back and I now saw the empty bag of the bread, I'm like, what happened? Because to me, I know he's not eating bread, so it couldn't have been him. So I got my kids, why did you guys finish the bread? They go, no, Daddy gave us some. I'm like, Daddy? He goes, I'm like, you guys even remain some for me. I felt betrayed. I really felt betrayed. So it's happy. I know a lot of people would have this to say as well. We found that touch. We found that taste of home in the community we have here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, what advice do you have for new entrepreneurs?
Okay.
That are going into business here, not just in the Nigerian community, of course, more directions for them.
Yeah. I mean, we have entrepreneurs everywhere. So what I would say is, don't hesitate to seek for help and seek for advice. You know, my best advisor is my wife, because sometimes she's gonna see things in a different perspective. Like I kind of didn't see it that way. You know, so even when I wanted to start this consulting firm, I think there's a gap. I just don't know. And you know, she just bought this idea, and like the way you're going, you're actually strengthening the gap. You know, filling up that gap between the communities that are the diverse communities. And I said, well, you know what? I can actually make that a company, and that's how it came on board. So don't be afraid to seek for help and advice. You know, that's as someone that is just starting out, because you don't want to make the mistake that's going to cost you, and you don't want to put your money in an investment that is not going to yield.
Yes, you're right. I agree 100%.
So don't be too much in a rush, and you don't necessarily have to start big. I would even say don't start big. Start like small. Let the demand out there drive your growth. You know, so as an entrepreneur, you're gonna have so many things out there being thrown at you. A lot of people are going to criticize you.
I was going to ask, has there been criticism?
Oh, a lot of people are going to criticize you, but don't pay attention to it. You know, use that criticism, use it to actually re-energize yourself, and let people see from your actions, not what you say, but from your actions. When they see that, and they see that you're very focused, you're they're gonna come on board.
Yeah. So
I
totally agree.
Yeah, so don't feel offended at all. At
So
any
I know
point in time.
sometimes when I provide advice to business owners, I tell them, are you sure you really want to do business? Because then again, those feedback comes, most of them are not kind at all. Some will make you say, I don't want to do this business anymore. Criticism will hit you bad. You'll be like, am I ever going to move? But just note that all of this makes you as a brand for your business. Let it be a drive for you to work harder. Where are you missing the links? Find how you can connect all of this and move your business. So I'm going to take it back. Remember when you mentioned the consulting? Do you want to speak, more light on that? So because I know that real estate, it's a big business. We don't use beautiful houses. Wow.
Yeah. So the consulting. So it comes. We have in different sections. Like we have the real estate aspect of it. Like now, Jimi Alalade Consulting is working with Jason. Jason is a developer in Hampton. And his company is Harnish Development. He's actually developing new houses. Lovely houses.
I saw them. I can attest to it 100%.
Lovely houses.
When you say lovely, it doesn't sound like you're not giving it hard. You say really beautiful houses.
Oh, beautiful houses. Okay. Beautiful houses. And so we're creating that platform whereby, people can actually, tap into this. Because right now, and it's going to get a little bit more higher in cost very soon because real estate is growing really, really.
It's growing.
That's everywhere in Canada.
High demand.
So at any point, we're trying to bridge that gap where immigrants can have access to these developments, and maybe a first-time buyer, or it even goes beyond real estate because sometimes an immigrant just need like a service, maybe a carpentry work, and don't know where to go. We try to connect you, like, okay, you know what, reach out to this person. Sometimes these services are for free, right? Yeah.
Wow.
What we do.
Are you listening?
to help such people. These services are for free. Like, okay, you know what, we just connect you. And the ones that, we get paid for, we get paid for. So, at the end of the day, like this event that we're trying to organize in July.
Yeah, so do you want to shed more light on the event? Sorry, I have some flyers for the event. I'm going to give you a few minutes to just talk about the event. I know that there's a trade fair and they're still calling on vendors. So if you know you have what it takes to showcase your business, this is an opportunity for you to learn. I'll be posting the flyers tonight so you have access and then to know, the right direction you will be going. And then the event is from Hampton with love. We're going to love up that day. So I'm going to allow you to speak a little on this.
Yeah, this is an event that I came up with. This is actually to create an avenue where people can actually meet each other. Black, white, Asian, wherever you come from, whatever your background is, convert, business networking, and there's a trade fair. In the trade fair, we have subscribers already, vendors, and we have limited spaces. It's not more of a profit making because we just made the whole, for vendors, it's just $15 for the whole day. So we want the idea for people to actually come together and have fun, and there's going to be a comedy show as well. So that's it.
Interesting. Yeah. So I'll be posting flyers, so for more information and updates, you can see those in the flyers. So when people are looking to buy their Naija Atlantic bread, do you want to say like where your stores are located and how they can find it, like where the stores are located?
Yeah, we have in St. John, we have at the McAllister Mall, we have in Mountain at Broadberg, Africana, Latino, we have in Halifax, Calisimbi store, and we have in PEI,
Yeah. That's it. We have in New Brunswick, Halifax, and Nova Scotia. New Brunswick, Nova
Scotia, PEI.
Yes. Correct. That's good.
We have an independent store. I will never forget that. Hampton and Cochrane's at Quick Spats.
Yeah. So you heard that. So we're going to be posting more information on that tonight, so you know where you can buy. You don't have to wait for weekly, or you don't have to go to a further store when you can. So we have a question online that asks that. They're asking that you ship to the US.
We are actually trying to explore that. We are in the process of doing that. because we actually have someone that reached out for franchise
Whoa.
of a bakery in the US.
So US,
New York, to be
you
precise.
you hold on, they're working on that. So tonight we're going to be giving out 2 Naija Atlantic Bakery bread tonight too. So I hope you get one. So just 2 simple questions, and I would like if you could just type in the answers real quick in the live Instagram live on Life with Bridget. So the first question is, what is the slogan for Naija Atlantic white bread? Fastest finger, what is the slogan? All of you that are going bread is live, be very careful. So fastest finger gets it. Okay, so please, who was the fastest finger? Okay, I'm just gonna look. Okay, so Atim Bassi got it, and she said a unique experience. Yes, she's correct. As you can see, it says a unique experience.
Wow.
So congratulations, Atim, congratulations. So the second question is, he mentioned that their bread are in several stores in 3 Atlantic provinces. So if you can mention those 3 Atlantic provinces, you get the next bread. Hey. hey. Atim, you're not winning again. Please stay away. Fastest finger. Let's go. They mentioned 3 provinces. Don't miss it. Go ahead. We are waiting. Ding. While you're tapping that, you're typing in your answers, I want to say that thank you so much for tuning in today. This means a whole lot to me. I would appreciate it if you follow us on all social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Life with Bridget. I mentioned this is a community. I would appreciate it for you to support your girl. We're here, we're building a network of community and support. We're learning. Immigrants coming, most of them do not have resources, where they could go in an air or listen to things that are useful to the well-being here, especially here. But please show up, show your face if you have questions. We need feedback as well. You can send us feedback, honest feedback, so we can make this whole podcast an experience for you. So do you have any parting words? Oh, before then, please, who was the winner for that? Okay, hold on. Atim, no. You said St. John, no? Oh, give it up for King Rossi. Yeah. What? Hold on. No. Khadija said no. Khadija is Hamilton. No. Atim Bassi. No. We said New Brunswick, you put St. John. It is seat, King Rossi. Yeah. No. PI Halifax NB. Yes. That is DJ, international DJ in the house, yo. So thank you all. We're truly grateful. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for showing up. So do you have any last words? I want to thank you for today. This means a lot to me. Thank you. And thanks to Madam for allowing him to show up. Thank you. We send our love.
Thanks everybody that came on board to actually watch us. My word, the school of thought, I have this school of thought, like we should all come together, right? We should stop criticizing each other.
Well, we need to stop that really.
As immigrants, we should stop criticizing each other. We should encourage each other. We should stop being judgmental. There's nobody that knows how to do it 100%.
Nobody.
We're not perfect, but we are here to learn, and we are here to actually grow together. And we cannot do it on our own.
We need that support.
We need to actually do it together. And when we come together,
so,
the sky's the limit.
Not serious. So, DJ in the house, yo, the comment he said was let me go and cook beans. No. And then thank you, Khadija. Thank you, everyone. Khadija said thank you, sir, for an excellent interview. So thank you. We're grateful. Thank you so much. This love is massive. I want to thank you so much. Thank you. Stop. So have a good weekend.